Here's my 996 C4S, new cheap purchase. Oh, just noticed one of the rubbers has come out. Hopefully that's in the airbox. Yeah, that's good. Pulleys. So there's a problem. The belt's been running on the bearing that's left after the pulley has self-destructed. I've only just bought this very cheap, and I bought bearings and then realised it's got the plastic pulleys that are moulded around the bearings. So, and you can buy metal pulleys that you can replace the bearings in. I'd actually bought the bearings, but anyway, they'll get used for something one day. Anyway, after buying the car, I did notice that in a door pocket, and I thought, oh, that's the pulley. I wonder where that's from. And I was just, it was before I'd noticed this, I realised it was a bit noisy, and I thought it was this upper pulley here. To be honest, that one doesn't seem too bad. That one's noisy, and obviously that's knackered. Anyway, point of the video. Well, first of all, the metal pulleys. It looks to me, according to like parts diagrams, that the metal pulleys are for the automatic transmission and the plastic pulleys are for the manual. I have no idea why. So, and you can buy the plastic ones. Sorry, the metal ones a bit cheaper from the States, like £25 each. Plastic ones, it's like £60 and £50 or more. They're a lot of money for what they are. They obviously come with the bushes and spacers and stuff. But anyway, I took a punt on these intended for BMW, to fit BMW, Febby 27374. So the OD is the same, the ID we will see. But if I'm retaining the old spacers, bushes, and the ID and OD is correct, then it should be fine. They were £20 each from Amazon. You'd probably get them a bit cheap if you shop around, but this was next day from Amazon. When I tried to order 3, it was a 1-week delivery, so I ordered 2 and they came next day. But yeah, we'll see if they fit or not. I'll report back. Alright, so yeah, that's good news then. So here's the remnants of the lower idler pulley off my 996. That's all that's left of it. Yeah, you know, it used to look something like that. No, something like that. And you can see that they're moulded around the bearing, so you can't press the bearing in or out. And these are a lot of money from Porsche. Sorry, I'm still getting used to the 2-syllable thing. So took a chance on Febby 27374. It's 70mm OD, 26mm thickness. I'll just show you the thickness. That's my old pulley, and it's the same, yeah. I wish I could measure it with a caliper, but it's the same. All right. So this is how the new one comes. Comes with the dust cover for the bearing, I suppose you'd call that, on each side, and this also has a bush. So let's just and a bolt. So let's take that bolt out. There's the bush there. Alright, and that we're not going to use that bush. On the Porsche, similar thing, a bearing cover. Might change that for this other one. We'll see how well things fit. much narrower bolt because it's a different bush, yeah? It's a totally different bolt, it's a different bush. However, oops, sorry, getting camera. Let's just take the bolt out. There we are, right, okay. So we're going to retain this spacer. Now it's only aluminium, that you can see the surface corrosion on there, so somebody could turn one of those, like, you know, they could turn these and sell them, but, or I could turn one, yeah. Right, but look, it's bob on, it's just right, it's perfect. Right, spot on. And there we go, jobs are good. So just check everything looks good. I'm just going to confirm that, like, the bolt's not up against the bearing or anything like that, you know, in terms of, like, you see this gap here, I think it's okay. This dust cap is going to tighten against the inner bearing race, which is fine. Let's just see how that looks on the old one. Yeah, exactly the same. Yeah, so you still have, so this isn't tight against the bush, it's tight against the inner race of the bearing. And that's exactly the same, so I'm all good there. £20 each off Amazon. Probably less from a good Motor Factors. You're welcome. Just before I go, let's get some measurements on that lower pulley bush spacer. So it's a bush for the centre of the bearing, and it's also a spacer. Okay, so I can only find these old calipers at the moment, but they are genuine. Hand-me-downs. So the OD of the bush part obviously should match the bearing. I suspect this may be slightly worn. It's aluminium, so very easy to make one of these on a lathe, but I'm seeing 14.9, 14.92, so I think that should be 15 mil. Let me go the right way up. It's just started snowing, by the way, so I'm going to say that should be 15 mil. This is the bit that matters mostly, is the length of the spacer, and I'm going to say that should be 22 mil. Now the ID for the bolt, I'm seeing sort of about that, 8.2, 8.1, so have I fitted it? No, I've not fitted it. Let's just see how loose that bolt is. In fact, it's not bad actually, but let's actually measure the bolt. Okay, so the bolt, right, 7.9. So an 8 mil hole through the centre would be ideal. That to match the bearing, which I'd have to Google, but it's probably 15 mil. And then 22 there. I may make one of these up anyway. But yeah, there we go. So that's for the lower pulley. Right, cheers. Now for the lower pulley, which has a much longer bolt on it, and that goes through the alternator. It's the same pulley. Oh. Now in my case, the bush is a bit sort of stuck in here, and I'm unsure whether I want to tap that out now or whether I just want to measure it and maybe make a replacement. So I'm going to take some measurements now, because I've only got 2 here. I'm trying to decide what to swap right away and what to come back to. But let's just measure that bush, because that's the part that makes this thing expensive, right? So the pulley is the same, so the OD of the centre part of the bush is the same. It's 15 for the ID of that bearing. It's a 10mm ID for the bolt, because it's a thicker bolt. Yeah. And crucially, let's see if we can get a measurement of that length there. Sorry, 17mm. Let me just see if I got a good measurement there. Sorry. So yeah, so the length of the sort of rear part, the offset, if you like, is pretty much 17mm. Just check that again. One sec, I'll do that off camera and come back to the camera. I'm going to go with 17 on that. So it's a bit hard to get the end in there. Let's just try that one last time. Yeah, okay, so 17mm. So again, it's aluminium. Can make one of those up. And the tensioner pulley, which is, in my case, it was a bit hard work to get off in situ. Yeah, got to hold the bolt on the back. It's alright really, but it didn't feel so good coming off. I thought it was galling badly or something, but it was just very tight. Anyway, again, it's the same pulley, fits nicely. So here's, let me get the entire original, and then what did we have? Can you see that? Yeah. So there's a small spacer on the back. I'll measure that in a moment. Both of the dust covers are large, 15mm ID. I'm going to say that is because it's the same as the bearing ID. Whereas like on the new BMW pulleys, you've got one small ID dust cover and one large. Yeah. So you can take one new dust cover, but you've got to keep one old one, because you need large both sides on this one. So old pulley, yeah, and new pulley, identical. Okay. So given that was a bit of a pain in the arse to change, and I've only got 2 instead of 3, this is the one I'm going to change, and I'll come back to that. Which was it, upper, lower, whichever. I'll redo the other one. So let's, in case we decide to make up some parts, let's get these bits measured. So we've got this very small rear spacer. We did have, so I'm thinking this is like 15 ID, which it is. Its thickness, which is what I'm most interested in, is 5mm, and its OD is, let's call it 24. 23.75. And then we have this. This is steel, not aluminum. Is it worth making one of them up? It's probably not going to wear out. It looks a bit more intricate. It's threaded internally, so we know that is for a 24mm bolt, because this is a tensioner bolt. That's going to be 15 on its OD there. The length of its whatever you want to call that shafty bit is 22 and a half. No wait, it's got to be 22, hasn't it? 22. It's also got a rounded shoulder for where it meets the inner race of the bearing there, and the thickness of that head for you grabbing onto to slacken off the tensioner is about 8, well, if you include in that shoulder, 8mm. Given that that's steel, it's not worn down at all, so I can't see people being too fussed about trying to make one of those up. But the spacers, oh, didn't tell you what that was made out of. That's steel. Alright, cheers.